Hey, I'm back again at the park, and I just wanted to show you some slide techniques with the mandolin and the split dead man's tuning. This is my slide. I'm using a glass slide. Comes a motorcycle, might get loud. Using a glass slide, but I also sometimes use a metal slide. And the metal slide that I've been using lately, I don't think I have it with me, is actually a socket out of a socket set, but I think I left it at home. But anyhow, today I'm using a glass slide, and it's a little big for my mandolin, as you can kind of see. But I wear it on my pinky. Some people wear it on their ring finger. I tend to use my pinky though. And one of the things that you'll notice is when you're in dead man's tuning, this is technically a D chord. You don't have the F sharp, but you basically have the main things that you need for a D chord without a third. When you come up here to the 5th fret, and typically when we play it, we put our finger on the 5th fret when we're playing any notes there. But if you put this on the actual metal piece of the fret, you end up with a G chord, sort of. So that's basically 1 and 5 in the key of D. So 1 being the 1st chord, 5 being the 5th chord in the scale. And then if you slide up to the next, not the next fret, but the fret after that, then you end up at the A chord. So D, G, and A. And when you're playing with the slide, you can slide up to those chords. The other one that's important in this key is, in this tuning, is the 3rd fret, which would be right here, and that's actually the well, this is a G, that'd be the F. So it almost sounds kind of minor at this point, but so when you go between the 3 and the 5, you get that nice bluesy sound. So what I'm doing is I'm sliding back and forth between 3 and 5, and then sometimes when I want to end and do a cadence, I go on up to the 6th or 7th fret. So you basically have 4 chords that you can work with in this type of tuning for playing blues music. So when we play a standard type of old Delta blues pattern, we end up with something like open, that's 3, 5, open, or you know, that typical so I'm sliding, I hit it, lay my slide down on the 3rd fret, slide up to the 5th fret, go back to the 3rd, and then I'm open. And then you can play 1,000 blues songs with that kind of riff going on. The other thing that you can do is, well, actually, before I talk about anything else, I'd like to tell you what I'm actually doing with my slide. With the slide, I take my fingers that I'm not using, these 3 fingers here, and I'm kind of just gently laying them onto the fret, and then I drop my slide down right at the fret that I want the sound to come out of. So this is more like the way a violin actually puts their finger right where the fret would be. On a mandolin, we typically put it back a little bit in the space between the 2 frets, but with the slide, we're putting it right on that fret. So we end up with, that's your pure sound. Now you can get kind of a more bluesy sound if you slide real fast back and forth on that, but you keep your finger behind it, at least one finger, to make it a cleaner sound. Otherwise you get, it's still an interesting sound, and sometimes you can go back and forth between the 2 of them, but this way you muffle it a little bit. So those are just a couple little techniques if you're going to use a slide, and give it a shot, and I hope it works out real good for you. God bless. Have a great day.